This was a kind of a customer request. Actually, a friend of mine who is big into streaming, and she asked me to build her a new computer. She had like an old pre-built iBuyPower. I guess it wasn't that old. It was an i5 9400F with basically no graphics card. I think it was like an R7 260, 8 gigs of RAM. It just needed a bunch of love. So she used it pretty much just for like her capture card and streaming from console. And she was making the switch over to PC to stream and play on PC. So she kind of came to me with a list of parts, and we kind of worked on it. She ordered it, brought it to me, and I just finished building it. So we'll go over the parts and kind of why some of that stuff was chosen. A lot of it was, I guess, one of her followers who's a PC expert, kind of influenced her a bit. So one of the things right off the bat is it is Intel. 10th generation's out. This is a 9700K instead of a 10700K, and that was simply because this person's follower uses a 9700K and streams, and she was like, because I've seen his stream and I know it works good, I want that. I tried to talk her into Ryzen 7 and going with like a B550 or an X570, so she has the advantage to go to the new Ryzen. But like I said, she was kind of influenced by this person, and that's what they use, so that's what she requested. So it was kind of hard to find. Actually, I guess not that hard. I got it from Best Buy, but there was only a couple left because the 10 series is out. So that's what we're rocking for a processor. It's 8 cores, 8 threads. Good processor. But like I said, I recommended for streaming, go with the 3700X or whatever. But anyways, we'll move on. 650 GS, 650 watt, 80 plus gold certified, fully modular, quiet, good power supply. We have 32 gigs of Gskill Trident Z Neo. This is 3600 megahertz, 32 gig kit. She wanted to go with 32 gigs, so that's what she kind of picked. Motherboard, she didn't really care. She doesn't know too much about PCs, so this was actually just picked up locally at Best Buy. It's a Z390 Gaming Plus. Plenty of features. The only thing that we kind of were missing was Wi-Fi, but we probably would have upgraded the dedicated Wi-Fi card anyways, so I didn't really shop around for that. For the graphics, 2070 Super. Bought this for like 350 bucks from somebody locally that was brand new, sealed in the box. They bought it and then ended up getting the RTX 3000 series. So she plans to go to a 3070 when they become readily available, so probably sometime next year. So I didn't want to go overkill on that. Graphics card, we went with the graphics card. For the cooler, we went with the h150i Elite Capellix. Couple reasons why. One, obviously, the main reason is the 360 millimeter cooler. So if we pop, well, I guess we don't need to pop the front off. You can see the radiators right there, and it goes literally top to bottom in the case. Does a crazy good job of cooling. I mean, I think I've had this computer, I've been using it now for about a week, just testing it and gaming with it and stuff, making sure everything's good, because like I said, she's not very PC savvy, so I'm making sure everything's good. And I'm honestly, now I've just been waiting for her to come get it. But so she wanted it to be flashy and stuff for her channel or her stream and stuff, so we wanted the RGB. The case which we went with is the Corsair 220T ICue. Came in black or white. The white was sold out for like 3 weeks, so we just went ahead and got the the black version. But it came with 3 of these RGB fans, and they're the same type of fans that come with the cooler, other than the ones that come with the cooler are PWM. So I put all the PWM fans on the front. But the thing is, this cooler comes with a really nice controller, so it controls the fans and the RGB. So you can literally set the fans, like I'm sure you'll see in the montage in the beginning when it first starts, it's set to 0 RPM mode, so all the fans will go silent. So it has like a built-in fan controller and a built-in RGB controller, so she can, with one app, control lighting, control how quiet, loud, you know, performance, you know, all that sort of stuff, from pump RPM to the fan speeds to the fan colors, you know, with all one software. So that was kind of a big deal versus if we bought a different cooler and then bought 6 RGB fans and some kind of a fan controller and all that. It would have been a lot more than buying, you know, the big $200 cooler. And you know, she really liked the aesthetic of it. It fit in the case, you know, considering it's a very small footprint case that, you know, supports a 360mm radiator just fine. So runs, I mean, I think during gaming I see like 44C on the 9700K stock speeds, whereas, you know, before I had a like deep cool temporarily on it until we figured out what cooler she wanted, and I mean, it would hit like 77 degrees like playing Fortnite. So massive difference in cooling. But like I said, just the ease of, we can control all the fans, control all the fan speeds, so when she's not gaming, she can put it in silent mode, none of the fans will spin, things, you know, will still run cool, and it makes, you know, virtually no sound. And then when she's gaming, she can, you know, put it on balance mode or quiet mode or whatever to make sure her, you know, mic doesn't pick up all the, you know, fan noise. So I think right now, if you guys can hear it, it's set to performance mode. So right now it's moving quite a bit of air, and it's audible for me sitting next to it. But like I said, in the beginning, when you see some of the fans don't even spin at first, you know, it has the 0 RPM mode, which is pretty nice. So tons of airflow with this case. One of the big things, so this is all cut out. This kind of just snaps off pretty easily. There it goes. Nice dust filter, and then the fans. So right now it's set to like, I think like a sequential mode, so it'll go top and then it'll go across there and down. But normally I think right now it's just all set to default to like green, which is why the RAM is on green. That is controlled with the motherboard software. I think it's Gigabyte or MSI. I think it's Mystic Light, something like that. But well, you know, just one different software to control the RAM, but it controls the RAM really nicely. And I've had issues controlling the Gskill RAM, the Corsair RAM. I don't know if they have to be newer motherboards or what, but she's very pleased with the aesthetic. I think it's kind of exactly what she wanted. She didn't want like a gigantic full tower, you know, whatever. But, you know, to have the 9700K, 32 gigs of RAM, and the 2070 from her 9400F, 8 gigs of RAM, and her R7 260, you know, she'll be doing just fine with this. So for storage, her drives from her old computer, we just pretty much recycled them. So it's a 256 gig NVMe right there, and then it just has a 1 terabyte down below. And I had to get a little fancy with mounting. I mounted it with some double-sided Velcro at 4 points, so I put, you know, one in each corner and just Velcroed it to the bottom of the case, because to fit this cooler in here, the hard drive cage normally goes down in there, and I couldn't slide it over and have room to mount it, and the power supply was in the way, because like I said, this is a very small case, and the amount of hardware that you can pack in here, you know, over the last 5 years, these cases have come a long way. Whereas they're not gigantic. Like back in the day, I had a Corsair 750D, which is still a legendary case. But you know, you have like 5 1/4 bays or whatever up top, and all this dead space everywhere, and you still couldn't put a 360mm radiator in it, and I mean, it was massive. So this right here, you know, we're running 620 millimeter RGB fans. We got the 2 in the top, the 1 in the back, and then of course the 3 in the front, with plenty of room, you know, for graphics card and, you know, everything else in there. It's a little tight up here, but I was able to shift the radiator down a little bit. So I mean, they're not, I mean, just barely, the fan's just barely touching the cables, but it's not causing any sort of kinking or anything. But other than that, guys, pretty straightforward, very easy to build, plenty of room in the back to hide the, you know, 100 cables sitting back there with, you know, you got 2 for each fan, 1 for the power, 1 for the RGB. So I mean, that's a dozen cables just in fans. You have the big one coming out of the top of this cooler, you know, all the wiring back there, and it is pretty neatly done up, and you're able to take the back off. You know, I don't really spend a ton of time making the back look perfect because, you know, chances are it won't come off for a long time. And so plenty of room back there to put all this stuff without, you know, getting fancy. And like I said, guys, I mean, this will be gone here shortly. And I have another PC, actually an HP Omen Ryzen. So this right here has kind of been what I've been gaming on, editing on. I have the ultra wide on here because I've been doing all my editing with it, because Ryzen is beautiful for editing. But this is the 30L version, and like I said, I'll be doing an overview of this and what I've done to it since I've got it. But there's the overview of the 2020, hopefully for the next several year, gaming and streaming setup. Like, I guess the only thing I forgot was it does have a 1200 megabyte per second Wi-Fi and Bluetooth PCIe card down there. That does a great job. I don't know, I got it on Amazon. I think it was like 40 bucks, but that way if she's in her apartment, you know, she doesn't have to be plugged directly into her router, which I guess is in a closet. So there it is, guys. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, the only thing I would have done differently myself is probably done Ryzen, and, you know, in preparation for the new Ryzen, but not my PC, not my money. So, you know, either way, you know, it's a great gaming machine, and she'll have no issue streaming with it. So please drop your comments below and I will respond. And keep watching my videos, guys. We're on the road to 1,000, to where I can start live streaming and that sort of thing on YouTube. So once we get there, I got a lot more content that I can, you know, share with you guys. So thanks for watching, and have a great day and stay safe.
Okay, guys, here I come. I'm gonna join you guys. El Rescue, I'll go launch everything.